Next news, breaking news.
So we had 10 months of zero illegal aliens entering America. And you guys heard that right, zero. President Trump just delivered the border victory the establishment said was impossible. And he did it with House Republicans standing right beside him. But here's what the mainstream media will not tell you. While we're celebrating historic wins, the ticking time bombs left behind by the Biden administration are still exploding across our communities. From a murdered teenager in Chicago to grown men in high school hallways with your daughters, the Trump administration isn't just securing the border, they're hunting down every last consequences of 4 years of open border madness. So this isn't just about statistics on a chart somewhere in Washington. This is about your family, your neighborhood, and your children's schools. Think about what we're dealing with here. An 18-year-old girl named Sheridan Gorman is dead today. She was shot and killed in a Chicago park because the Biden administration caught a Venezuelan illegal alien at the border and just let him go. They caught him. They had him, and they released him into our communities. Now a family is planning a funeral instead of a graduation party. And it gets worse. Right now in Virginia, state law allows illegal immigrants as old as 22 years old to sit in classrooms next to 14 and 15-year-old American girls. One 19-year-old illegal from El Salvador is accused of doing bad things in the hallways between classes. Your tax dollars are paying for this. Your children are at risk because of this, and 450,000 children replaced with unvetted sponsors under Biden. Some of them are traffickers and gang members. This is the real cost of open borders, and American families are paying for it with blood. And speaking of protecting what matters most, your family, your health, and your ability to fight back. Let me share something personal with you. For years, Gary's wife, Angie, battled chronic pain and anxiety from her diagnosis. She had endless doctor visits, treatments that didn't help, and watching her struggle daily, it broke Gary's heart. Then Jonathan Otto introduced their family to red light therapy, and everything changed. Her pain vanished, her anxiety lifted. She's sleeping soundly now, full of energy and life again. And Gary's own recovery and vitality, it's better than guys half of his age. This has been truly life-changing for Gary's family. Here's what makes this legit. It's backed by NASA research, FDA cleared, and studies show rapid pain relief and recovery benefits. And when you're fighting to protect your family from everything the world throws at you, you need to be at your best. Red light therapy gave them that edge back. So check it out for yourself. It might just change your life like it changed the Franchi's families. Now let's get back to how President Trump is cleaning up Biden's disaster and protecting American families across our nation. But here's what the administration just announced that should have every American cheering. ICE is launching a massive new operation to track down those 450,000 children placed with unvetted sponsors. They've already located more than 24,000 kids, and the stories coming out are absolutely heartbreaking. We're talking about children found with injuries all over their bodies, extreme malnutrition, infected wounds, zip ties around their wrists. God. This is what Biden's catch and release policy created, and now Trump is going to find every single last one of them. Thank you, President Trump. Let's get into it, folks. So from Rapid Response 47, we've got POTUS celebrates historic border wins with House Republicans. For 10 months in a row, zero illegal aliens have been admitted to the United States of America. We've also accomplished the largest reduction in illegal drugs in the history of our country. Let's see what he has to say.
And with the help of our Republican warriors that are right before me in the House, we ended the illegal alien invasion of our country, passed the largest border security investment in history, and achieved the strongest and most secure border on record. I built 1,000 miles of wall, and without that wall, we could have never done what we did. And for 10 months in a row, this is outside, this is the facts. In fact, these numbers are given by people that they say are predominantly Democrat. They're the ones that make it up. For 10 months in a row, zero illegal aliens have been admitted to the United States of America. Think of that. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. We've also accomplished the largest reduction in illegal drugs in history, in the history of our country. Think of that. With the flow, deadly fentanyl across our border is down by 61%. Think of that, 61, not good enough, but I'll tell you what, it's down 98% coming in by water. Do you notice that? And we're trying to find out who the 2% are because we think they may be the bravest people on earth.
That's it. I voted for that. Did you guys vote for that? If you voted for that, let us know in the comments. I voted for zero crossings, reduced amount of fentanyl, because we have a scourge on our people. Hundreds of thousands of Americans die every year, just die. Not the ones that are addicted for 30 years, destroying families and everything around them because of the addiction. That's what they're doing. They're having a generational impact and change on the course of America just by removing the drugs. God, it's so, I voted for it. I'm so on board for that. It's not even funny. And as President Trump touts 10 months of zero illegal crossings, the consequences of policies under a different leadership become evident with the tragic loss of Sheridan Gorman. How many lives will the open border agenda claim next? We have a statement from Press Secretary on the murder of the 18-year-old Sheridan Gorman in Chicago. Let's see what she had to say.
In recent days, we saw the deadly consequence of this deranged policy of Democrat open borders and an illegal alien first agenda. A beautiful 18-year-old girl, Sheridan Gorman, she was shot and killed in Chicago last Thursday morning while walking in a park with friends. The suspect in custody for murdering her is a Venezuelan illegal alien who was caught and released at the border by the Biden administration in May of 2023. Why would the Biden administration catch and release a Venezuelan illegal alien? That is not happening anymore under this president. But there are still tens of thousands, if not millions, of these illegal aliens in our country who seek to do harm to innocent Americans, like this beautiful young woman whose family will now never be the same because of her death. To make matters even worse, this monster was also released from local custody again after a shoplifting arrest, where? In the sanctuary city of Chicago in June of 2023. Again, another innocent American citizen had her life stolen from her because Democrats embrace reckless open border policies and reckless sanctuary city policies, which put criminals back into American communities. How many more Americans have to die before the Democrats end this madness? President Trump's position is very clear. He wants the federal government opened, he wants the Department of Homeland Security funded, and he wants the Democrat shutdown to end immediately. The president will also continue to call on Democrat leaders in sanctuary cities and states like J.B. Pritzker, where this young, beautiful girl was murdered, to cooperate with ICE and stop releasing illegal alien criminals into American neighborhoods. It is for the safety of every American citizen, including all of the people in this room.
And J.B. Pritzker went to blame Trump for the illegal immigrant that they let out of prison how many times to kill? Again and again and again. And they asked him to keep him in jail. And they don't want to do that because they want that person to be counted in the census. How crazy is this? They care more about congressional number of people they have in Congress than they do about your family's safety. We've seen the consequences of President Biden's policies and Sheridan's tragic story. But what's being done about the thousands of vulnerable children placed with unvetted sponsors? ICE has launched a critical operation to protect them. From the Quantum Guard, he says, breaking, ICE announced a brand new operation to conduct welfare checks on the 450,000 children that the Biden administration placed with unvetted sponsors.
ICE announcing a brand new operation to conduct welfare checks on the 450,000 children that the Biden administration placed with unvetted sponsors, some of whom were sex traffickers, gang members, and abusers. The Trump administration has already located more than 24,400 children, and some of these stories are absolutely heartbreaking, like this one. A 1-year-old unaccompanied minor crossed the border during the Obama administration. That little girl is now 12 years old. During her 11 years in America, she lived with a series of relatives and endured horrifying abuse. According to Fox's Brooke Taylor, she was found in the custody of 2 sisters who have now been arrested. The 12-year-old was found, quote, with injuries all over her body, extreme malnutrition, and an infected gash on her head and zip ties around her wrist. Among those who abused this innocent child were her one-time sponsor, a distant uncle that she was placed with in 2024, despite being an illegal immigrant with a criminal conviction. That sponsor, that alleged abuser, was given temporary protected status by the Biden administration. Why?
Not surprised.
Here is video that Brooke Taylor obtained of the Trump administration arresting that man just yesterday. This is just one of the nearly 500,000 children that the Trump administration is seeking to protect. And this operation comes after the administration announced that Operation Dirtbag, conducted in partnership with the state of Florida, resulted in the arrest of 230 criminal illegal immigrants, including 150 sexual predators. Here was Deputy ICE Director Madison Sheehan announcing that development.
In just 10 days, we've been able to remove, in partnership with the state of Florida, over 230 of the worst heinous criminals from their streets. Our job as law enforcement is to protect the most vulnerable. Democrats will tell you that that is the criminal illegal aliens who they have let run free in our communities, but not this group of law enforcement. We know that it's the children that is our job to protect.
So we had the Democrats yesterday, we did a couple stories on this, that the Democrat senator said the people we care the most about are the undocumented Americans. Not American citizens, not your kids, not anybody else's kids. They care about the undocumented. That's their top priority, what they care about the most. So while ICE is stepping up with welfare checks for unaccompanied minors, troubling policies continue in our school. At Virginia, parents are sounding alarms over grown men attending classes with young teens. What's really going on here? From Sandy, we've got Virginia allowing a 22-year-old illegal migrant who doesn't speak English to enroll in public high school with your 14 and 15-year-old kids. Mind you, American kids get booted at 20. Let's see.
A Virginia mom is speaking out over a statewide policy that allowed for a 19-year-old illegal immigrant from El Salvador to be a student at her daughter's high school, where he is now accused of groping girls in the hallways between classes. Israel Flores Ortiz entered the country illegally 2 years ago under Joe Biden. And even though he's 19 years old, which is older than the average high school graduate, he was still enrolled as a student. And in the state of Virginia, that is completely legal. Virginia public schools have a policy for students from other countries. And that policy reads in part, quote, if an English learner student is enrolled in a Virginia public school and turns 22 during that school year, that student may continue through the end of that school year. Now, to put that into perspective, high school freshmen are typically between the ages of 14 and 15. So theoretically, this man could have stayed in the Virginia public school system until he was 22 years old, with people almost a decade younger than him. Now, 22 is older than most college graduates. And here's one mom's take.
It's terrifying as a parent because when I send my daughters to school, I think they're safe in the care of the school. And in this case, they absolutely were not safe. And I don't know what parent wouldn't be completely distraught at the idea that their daughters could be getting sexually battered while they're changing classes. This is a public safety issue. This is a problem for every single parent in the school, whether you're a Democrat, whether you're an independent, or whether you're a Republican. This is a public safety issue, and every single parent's daughters are at risk because of this policy.
Again, the Democrats don't care about what you feel, what you want to do, or anything about anything. They don't care because they want those votes. But here's what the establishment doesn't want you to understand. President Trump hasn't just secured the border. He's dismantling the entire criminal pipeline that previous administrations built. 0 illegal crossings for 10 months straight. Fentanyl down 61%. Water crossings down 98%. But he's not stopping there. The Trump administration is now reaching into American communities to root out the dangerous illegals Biden scattered across this nation and rescue the children who were handed over to these monsters. This is full spectrum enforcement, border, interior, and accountability. The Democrats created this crisis deliberately, and now they're watching Trump systematically destroy everything that they've built. And they're panicking because they know what's coming next. And Patriots, this is exactly what we voted for. I know I voted for it. President Trump promised to end the invasion, and he delivered the strongest border in American history. He promised to protect American families, and now ICE is hunting down every dangerous illegal alien Biden released into our communities. The question isn't whether the Trump is winning. The question is whether Democrats will ever be held accountable for the lives they destroyed with their open border madness. We need you guys to share this video right now. The mainstream media is burying these stories, and American families deserve to know the truth. Drop a comment below and tell me, should every American politician who supported catch and release be held personally responsible for crimes committed by the illegals they released? I want to know yes or no. And if you guys want, please text raw feed to 844-840-4963 so you're always up to date on every alert that goes out. And if you want to show your support for America First, check out the Next News merch shop at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com. I'm Tom McCullough. Thank you for watching the Next News Network. Stay informed, stay free, and God bless.
The system controls information. Information control is power. I want you to see this. Truth only survives together. They don't want this shared. Share this now.